Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Come on down. Let's join. Socially distanced, of course, but come on down. Join the crew. Thank you all so much for joining us today. We are so happy to have you. Those of us who were able to join us in person, welcome. And for those of you joining us via Facebook Live, welcome. We are thrilled to have you here at Swansea Homes. My name is Heather Lafferty, and I'm the CEO with Habitat for Humanity of Metro Denver. And it truly is my pleasure to be able to stand here together with you today at Swansea Homes to celebrate. The mayor and I were just talking about how this used to be the city block here, an empty field. When we first started talking with the city about this about 5 years ago. And since then, we have created a partnership, a real good collaboration, both with the city as well as with the Denver Housing Authority, to be able to purchase this land, and then over the last 2 years, to be able to transform this lot into 32 beautiful homes. And if I needed to remind anybody, over the last 2 years, we've been in this little thing called a global pandemic, which makes this project even more special, the fact that we are here to celebrate today. 32 high energy efficient, highly affordable, beautiful homes in this Swansea neighborhood. Thank you all so much for helping to make this possible. Habitat's model of home ownership is deeply rooted in the concept of partnership. And for any of you who have been in partnership with Habitat, hopefully you can speak to that. The sponsors who provided the funding for this community, the volunteers who spent time out here helping us build, and the homeowners, each and every homeowner who had purchased a home or who are finishing up those last few hours, sweat equity hours, to be able to buy their new home. You all are the reason that we're celebrating today. We are so thankful to have the opportunity to acknowledge and thank some of our wonderful sponsors and volunteers who put their time and resources into this to make it all possible. We truly could not accomplish this without you. So I want to especially acknowledge two very important donors who have been helping us from the start. First is to acknowledge the estate of Elizabeth Libby Kirkpatrick. Libby's son Taylor unfortunately couldn't be with us today. However, he is with us in spirit as we celebrate the incredible generosity of Libby's spirit and her commitment to Habitat over the many years. And when we started talking to him about how to support this project, he said, wait a minute, what street is it? Elizabeth, and that was his mother's name. He said, this is meant to be. So we know Libby is with us today in spirit, as is her family. The other key donor is the City and County of Denver, who generously supported this vision for Swansea Homes with a forgivable loan of $1.75 million, plus an additional $500,000 to do all of the infrastructure. We are eternally grateful to for our partners in the City and County of Denver who understand the need for affordable housing in our community and for backing it up with their generous investment. So here to say a few words on behalf of the city is the Mayor of Denver. Please join me in welcoming this passionate advocate for affordable housing in the city, Mayor Michael Hancock.
Thanks, Heather. Thank all of you for being here. Where are the families? Raise your hand. Congratulations. Why are y'all back there? Come on up here. Come on up front. This is y'all spotlight. Congratulations. Keep it going for them. Congratulations. What a wonderful moment. And Heather was right. I remember very clearly being here 2 years ago on the north end of this on a chilly day, but yet another sunny day. And today we get record-breaking temperatures in November. There are many times I show up at Heather's events and I'm like, Heather, why would you do this outside? It's pretty cold. But I remember this field. At that time, it was a field of weeds and dirt mounds. And today we come here to celebrate the fact that it's a field of hope. field of security, field of opportunity, and a field of financial and wealth building opportunities for these families. And so right here is the American dream. It starts here with home ownership, and it's coming to life for 32 families. Habitat for Humanity's impact on our community and the families in our community is so powerful, and such a pleasure to watch them grow and be successful with their efforts every day in our city. And we're proud to be their partner, to be quite honest with you, because we share a value. We have the audacity to believe that people who want to live in our city, who want to work in our city, should be able to do so, and be able to do it affordably. And so as we work together and share our values, we are growing our pipeline of new housing developments to support people across all ranges of incomes. We're not done. We're going to continue to partner with Habitat for Humanity. I know we got projects right now in the pipeline with them. But I want you to know this, our city's commitment to affordable housing is long and deep and will continue until we are satisfied that we are able to house people in the city who want to live in our city. Right now, there are a total of 1,385 affordable housing units with city financing under construction. There are 1,127 affordable homes in planning in the city of Denver. And so I want to tell you, we don't do any of the digging. We don't do any of the painting. Although I've showed up some of the Habitat projects and thrown a hammer, and they've had to come back and correct it. But we want to just simply say to Habitat for Humanity, Denver Housing Authority, our Department of Housing Stability, and all of the members of City Council who've done a wonderful job, stepped up and say we must punch above our weight in providing affordable housing. And that's why we're here today, because we're providing hope and we're providing opportunity for those who are looking for safe, decent, affordable shelter over their heads. So God bless the families, and God bless all of our partners who made it happen. And thank you again, Heather and Habitat for Humanity, for your partnership.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, next we would... Oh, Carsby. Told me not to touch it. It's just a reaction. Well, thank you, Mayor. Appreciate the partnership with the city, and we do. We've got lots of other great projects underway. I know many of you just came from our other construction sites, so thank you to those of you who are working with us on both. Now I'd like to introduce Representative Alex Valdez, who is a member of the Colorado House of Representatives for this neighborhood, District 5. He was born and raised here in Denver, and he is the founder of one of the largest solar companies in Colorado, so a great partner on that side as well. Please help me in welcoming Representative Valdez.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here in a beautiful, beautiful November day here in House District 5 to dedicate and finish this amazing project delivering affordable housing to a community that very much needs it. And so thank you to everybody who worked so hard to make this project a reality. What you may not know is my construction career started right here at this project, swinging the hammer for the very first time. And like the mayor, I think they had to come back and repair what I did as well. But at least I tried, and I was able to really create some great relationships with folks over at Habitat for Humanity and find other ways that we as a legislature continue to help the city of Denver on their efforts and to continue to create more opportunities for affordable housing right here in Denver so folks can put their roots down and call this home. And we like to do that. That makes us feel good about what we do. So it's not every day that we get to really celebrate a great finale to a great project, and I hope we get to do it again very soon. So Heather, thank you. Thank you to everybody who helped with this project, and I will put on my hard hat and be ready for the next project that I can help build. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Representative. I think every one of us comes out and thinks that somebody must correct what we do afterwards, but I guarantee you all do a great job. We're good. These houses are beautiful. Next, I'd like to acknowledge our corporate sponsors. As many of you know, our corporate sponsors play a really critical role in Habitat's success by providing financial support as well as many of our volunteers. So next, I would like to introduce Mariah Smith, who is the President and CEO of Transamerica Asset Management, who also happens to be one of my many bosses as a member of our board of directors. Transamerica has been a valued partner of Habitat for more than 15 years and provided over $200,000 worth of sponsorship support for the Swansea Homes project. So please help me thank and welcome Mariah.
Thank you, Heather. Welcome, and thank you everybody for being here on this beautiful day. Thanks for allowing me to say a couple of words on behalf of Transamerica. Transamerica, we're in the financial services industry, which sounds a little boring, but we're all about helping people build a lifetime of financial security, and we understand how important it is to have a safe, stable and affordable home as the foundation for everything that follows from that. And that's why, like Heather said, we have been a very strong and proud supporter of Habitat for many, many years, not just financially, but also with all our employees who love coming out here and volunteering and like to see the concrete results of some of that work. So on behalf of the entire Transamerica team, I just wanted to congratulate the families and help celebrate this capstone moment, and we wish every family here nothing but prosperity, happiness, and a great future in this wonderful new community. Thank you.
Well, prosperity, that is a great word because this community is going to have lots of joy and prosperity. As you look around on this street here on Elizabeth and Columbine behind us, 32 beautiful homes, and we have just so much to appreciate. So just take a moment and just pause and look around and really soak this in. This is a community. So many families have worked together side by side to do their sweat equity and to be able to really create this incredible place right here in Swansea. And I would just want to say, we could not have done this work without so many of you. There's many additional sponsors I'd like to acknowledge. So before I introduce a few more speakers, let me just give a shout out to Occidental Petroleum, Concord Energy, EOG Resources, Jeffco Interfaith Partners, Thrivent, Wells Fargo, VF Corp Foundation, Loaves and Fishes, Come and Go, United Properties, and Zunesis. Please help me thank all of our corporate sponsors. Now I'd like to introduce you to the CEO of Zunesis. Zunesis has been a valued partner of Habitat for more than 13 years because of the vision of their CEO, who I'll be introducing in a moment, and their incredible team at Zunesis. Steve Schaefer is the CEO who has led this group both to partner with Habitat and to be a successful, thriving business. He is also the former board chair of Habitat for Humanity of Metro Denver, giving so much to ensuring the future of Habitat in the communities we serve. Please help me thank and welcome Steve Schaefer.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Heather, so much. I'm honored to be here today representing the employees of Zunesis and also to celebrate this joyous occasion with everyone. We've had the opportunity, as Heather mentioned, to work with Habitat for 13 years, and it's been a great ride. It's been great for my employees. It's been great for me. It's been great for all of the folks that we've been associated with at Habitat. I have deep respect for the mission of Habitat because it changes lives. And I have deep respect for the individuals and families that have moved in or are moving in to Swansea Development. On behalf of the community and those involved, congratulations. This is great stuff. When I think about this development here, it's 32 new homes, but it represents over 100 individuals and their lives. And those individuals and families are one step closer to stability, they're one step closer to safety, they're one step closer to a consistent and good education for their kids, and they're one step closer to realizing their dreams. Likewise, all of the corporate sponsors and volunteers And the construction leaders are blessed as well. Their lives are better, right? They've been enhanced, enriched, and blessed as a result. So I'd like to say for this community, I pray that God continues to bless this community. I pray that your lives, the families and individuals moving in here, are filled with joy, that your hearts are filled with gratitude and generosity, and that your families remain strong. So, and most of all, I just want to say congratulations to the families. This is great. Way to go.
Next, I'd like to introduce the Vice President of Community Affairs for Wells Fargo, Kelly Donovan. Wells Fargo has been an incredible partner with Habitat for Humanity for decades. Kelly, you're going to have to give me the exact number because we'll talk about that. But I think it could be over 20 years here in the Metro Denver area, and supported this community with a $250,000 investment. So please help me welcome and thanks Kelly Donovan and the team from Wells Fargo.
At Wells Fargo, we believe that home is a sanctuary and that it's essential that every person have a safe, healthy, and affordable place to call home. That's why the Wells Fargo Foundation donated more than $80 million in 2020 towards housing affordability efforts that include rental assistance, financial coaching, and free or low-cost legal assistance to help from people avoid eviction. And furthermore, the Wells Fargo Foundation has announced a $1 billion commitment through 2025 to address the U.S. housing affordability crisis. Here in Colorado, housing affordability has been a major focus of ours and our local philanthropy giving. Just this year, more than 45% of our local philanthropy dollars went to support affordable housing issues. As Heather mentioned, it's been over 20 years, I believe, that we've been collaborating with Habitat for Humanity. And you know, one of the things with our team members is they love coming out to the Habitat builds, although it's not been possible this past year. But on this particular project, they did volunteer 193 hours that resulted in nearly 1,500 volunteer hours. So we're very much looking forward to getting out next year and on some Habitat builds. And just on behalf of Wells Fargo, just wanted to thank all the Habitat staff, volunteers, and congratulate the families.
It's amazing, Kelly. Thank you. Well, faith and the desire to help others has always been a part of Habitat for Humanity's work. And so next up is one of our important faith partners with Habitat across the United States, Thrivent. Please help me in welcoming Paul Olson, President of the Rocky Mountain Thrivent Member Network. Thank you, Paul.
Hey, thanks a lot. A couple years ago, I had the privilege to be here on the north end as well, and remember that well. So I chose to park on 43rd and Columbine and walk up and down and in between. And what was so fun to see was all the bikes and all the little toys and some incredible barbecue I was smelling too. And that's just the sign of a vibrant neighborhood. So, you know, I just want to say on behalf of all of our clients with Thrivent, we are absolutely privileged to be continuing to partner with Habitat, and it's been more than a couple decades, and it's going to continue to be that way. And so what I was thinking about, and I didn't want to think too much until I just stood here, and I wanted to ask myself, what am I thinking and feeling? And what I'm thinking and feeling as we stand amongst this group here is a tremendous sense of gratitude, celebration, and commitment for being part of continuing to grow this year after year and everywhere. Let's just give another thanks to all the volunteers and families. And the last thing that I would like to say is, Heather, I recently received an update and support letter from you, and the first line caught my attention. It said, "Thank you for transforming lives through a stable and safe home." And transformation, that's a powerful word. It's an incredibly powerful word, and it's such a powerful description of what Denver Metro Habitat does. And so again, thank you to all the staff, volunteers, opportunity to be a part of this. We, as you can hear and feel, hopefully, everyone here collectively is on board and privileged to help play a role in the mission of what you do each and every day. And I'm going to go and end with that word transform, because what happens each and every day through Habitat is lives are transformed, neighbors are transformed, and the Denver metro community is being transformed. So again, thank you.
Thank you, Paul. And you're right, transformation, it's so critical. And when I think back to the roots of Habitat for Humanity, bear with me for just a small history lesson, but Habitat was founded at a place called Koinonia Farm. And this was a place where in the mid-60s, in the 1960s, at a time when there was a lot of tension, to say the least, in southern Georgia, at Koinonia Farm, people were working together, blacks and whites, farming, living, breaking bread together, living in harmony. And that is where Habitat for Humanity started. That is where our roots are. And that is ever important, to put our faith and our focus on social and racial justice to work. And so that is what we are talking about today. And we have had so many faith-based congregations who have embraced this vision over more than 4 decades here in the Denver area, helping us recruit volunteers, raise money, and to advocate for Habitat's important work. So it is my pleasure now to introduce you to Rita Muller, who's Habitat's Faith Relations Manager, who's going to give another shout out to all of our faith partners. Thanks, Rita.
Thank you, Heather. Wow, we've had some great speakers. Don't worry, we're almost to the cute part. These past 20 months have certainly been challenging for all of us, and in particular for our many faith coalitions and congregations who support Habitat Metro Denver. They've had to pivot to virtual services and then go back to in-person services oh so slowly, but they have done such a great job, and we know that we have felt their struggle, and yet they have really supported us through this time. We've been actually honored, humbled, and delighted by the tenacity with which our faith groups have continued helping us in our mission. They've creatively imagined new ways to raise funds and engage with their volunteers in their congregations. Habitat appreciates our faith groups that have remained steadfast in helping families achieve the dream of home ownership. In particular, here for Swansea Homes, I'd like to recognize certain coalitions who are groups of 8 to 12 congregations who raise funds and provide volunteers every single year for many, many years. Jeffco Interfaith Partners, Loaves and Fishes, the Holy Hammers, Habitat Interfaith Alliance, and the Carpenters Helpers. Additionally, we have individual churches who come out and volunteer and are financial sponsors, and that includes Hope United Methodist Church and Montview Boulevard Presbyterian Church. Habitat is grateful for your ongoing relationship with the greater Denver faith community. You truly have made a difference every single day. Thank you.
Well, thanks again to all of our sponsors and donors who provided the financial support to ensure that these homes are affordable, not just when they're built, but also over the life of the ownership of these homes. Now I want to give a big thanks and shout out to Habitat's amazing construction staff, and they are combined with our core volunteers. What you guys, and I'm looking down here because a lot of them are down here, what you guys have accomplished in the last 18 months is nothing short of a miracle, truly a miracle. You did not let a global pandemic slow you down at all. We continued to build, you pushed forward, and I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your tenacity, your passion, and your dedication to this work. So please give a shout out, a hand for our incredible team. And now turn to the person next to you, give them a social socially distanced elbow or a fist bump and say, great job. Well, last but certainly not least, I'd like to introduce some wonderful homeowners who would like to share what it feels like to be buying a Habitat home. Roger, Esther, and their 3 kids are originally from Uganda. Roger works at a meat processing plant, and Esther works at a senior living center. Please join me in saying congratulations and welcome home to Roger and Esther.
Thank you. Good evening to you all. We are so grateful to be here. This is my family. This is Esther, Heavenly, Chosen, and Davina, our eldest daughter. The 2 are twins. They are 3 and she's 5. We are so grateful to Habitat for building us a home. Previously, we were staying in a 2-bedroom apartment. You can imagine a family of 5, no playing space. The space was too confined, so the way we are living was not good for us. But thank God that at one point we got to know about Habitat, and we applied. And the staff were so good. They took us through the process, and then we went to working the equity hours. It was so interesting, so good. We learned a lot from the construction team. Thank you so much. We learned about using some tools. We are so humbled by the volunteers who sacrificed their time to make our dream come true. Your sacrifice and commitment was so humbling and is still so humbling. Thank you so much. Since we got our home, life has changed a lot. We are so happy, a happy family, an organized family, which we couldn't get because of lack of space. We can, Chosen now has his own room. He's no longer sleeping with the girls. And so we are so grateful. And now we know that at least they have a home, a place we call home. We know that we can only now concentrate on their studies. I can also go back to my studies. I have a dream of completing an bachelor's degree in IT engineering, and I hope I'm going to achieve that now with a stable home. And we know that our children are also going to have a good life because now we can really plan for them, we can save for their education, and also save for our retirement. So we really thank Habitat, the staff, all the sponsors, the volunteers, the co-op volunteers, and all those that would always come in to give a hand. Thank you so much. May God bless you. And we really pray that many more families can really benefit the way we've benefited. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Roger. And again, thank you to all of our homeowners and future homeowners who have worked so incredibly hard to be able to build your home. Your kids have a lot to be proud of in their parents, and you do certainly in yourselves. So, okay, we cannot finish a great project like this without playing and having a little fun with hard hats, even if they are crunchy sounding hard hats. So we're going to do a ceremonial hard hat toss in just a moment, but let's first identify who is here. So please, we are going to have you raise your hard hat, not tossing it yet, just waving it so that everybody can see who you are when I call your group. And then at the end, we will do a 1, 2, 3 and all toss our hard hats. It's a great photo op. I'm just going to tell you, make sure you're smiling while you're tossing as we finalize the celebration here. So first, let me say, if you are a investing sponsor, please raise your hard hat, shake it so that we can say thank you for your support. Thank you, sponsors. There you go. I don't have one either, Jean. Do you have any extras? If you are a construction volunteer and you are out here building, raise your hard hat so we can say thank you. If you are a volunteer of any kind in the organization, Restore's office, otherwise on our board of directors, many of you are here, raise your hard hat and so we can say thank you. You're everything. And last, but again, most important, please, our future homeowners, our current homeowners, and kids too, get your hard hats up there. Let us say congratulations. All right, everybody, raise those hard hats up. Do you want to do it with the house in the back?
Yes.
Okay, everybody, just bear with us. The photographers are going to go on this side. You guys face the photographers, so we have this beautiful backdrop of the homes behind us. It's part of a big theatrical production. All right, everybody, gather together, close in. Let's get together. Ready? On the count of. I'm going to count 3 and then we're going to say welcome home and talk. Everybody got it? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Wonderful. Thank you all very much. You followed directions as well. Hard hat box as you do your construction tonight. Thank you all very much. Please stay. Tours